I personally bought 2 pre-sale units and 1 assignment of contract in the last 90 days. I'm a real estate agent that specializes in new construction, and here's why I bought them. And I buy the shit that I sell. So I'm going to tell you exactly why I bought them and why I think most people are going to miss out on this opportunity. And that is just the hard truth, because they're listening to everybody else that's talking shit on pre-construction. They don't know what they're talking about. And I do believe that majority of the information that's on YouTube, social media, internet, TikTok is from agents that do the odd pre-sale deal, or they've never done a pre-sale deal. Go look at their channel. Go ask them. They're at brokerages that don't do pre-construction deals. They have no expertise in pre-construction. They talk about pre-sales and how they're negative and why people are losing money, because it's clickbaity. People want negative information and people will click on it. But I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be putting over $150,000 of my own money into pre-construction if I don't see myself making money on it. So let me explain to you why I bought it and what I think is going to happen over the next 3 to 4 years. So let's talk about the current condition of the pre-sale condos and the assignment market, why there's a negative sentiment and why there's an oversupply of inventory in the market, and why everyone's kind of talking down on pre-construction or condos in general. So everything you're seeing right now is coming from 2021, 2022 pre-sale projects that were sold out. Every Joe basically became a developer and sold out their inventory. People were selling off floor plans. There was no presentation centers and people were buying because the absorption was there. I know of projects that sold out of these crappy homes out in Volley in Surrey. They just sold out because there was demand. Project comes to market, they file for disclosure, boom, it sold out. That's just how it went. 2 weeks in, inventory is absorbed. So all that inventory now is completing. Now, majority of those guys were investors, but then they became speculators because they were like, oh, we're going to either make money or now we can't close on this and let's just dump these assignments. So you have people that are dumping these assignments at cost, breaking even, and then you have people that are going to hold these properties for next few years just to break even on these because they just paid too much money when they bought the units. So let's talk Surrey Central or Fraser Valley. The market hit like $1,200 a square foot in 2022 for Surrey Central. And now you're back down to around $1,000 a square foot for a decent pre-sale project. That's where the fair market value is. So everyone that paid $1,200 a square foot is probably still going to be in pain. They're going to be completing in 26-ish for concrete buildings. And I don't think they're going to make money until 2030 or even longer than that. The holding time for that is going to be a lot longer. So now, because there's not enough absorption, the developers are having to be more competitive, bring the prices down to where they're supposed to be. And now you can do deals in Langley, Surrey, Coquitlam, around the $1,000 a square foot. And you have to pick and choose what neighborhood you want to be in. And in Surrey, you can probably get a little bit less now. You can be more competitive, but at the end of the day, it just depends on what location you want to be. So I'm going to show you this graph. I'm going to pull it up. I got it on my phone here, but I'm going to show you on the screen here. So if you look at this graph, this is, I was in actually a Zoom call in the GTA over their pre-construction kind of situation and what was happening and what the inventory is going to look like. So if you look at this graph, you look at 2024 inventory. This is probably the highest inventory you're going to see. I think the pain is still going to be there for the next year, which is 2025, because all these projects are still going to be completing. But when you look at 28 and 29 or even 2027 completed units, you're going to start to see that the inventory is not even half. I think it's like 10% of the inventory that we have in the market right now. 10 or 15% of the inventory that's going to come in 2028 and 29. So when you look at these numbers, everyone's negative. Everyone's negative. No one's buying. No developer wants to come to the market and say, hey, buy my units, because they know absorption is not there and no one's going to probably pick up these units. So they're having to be competitive in price points, and the ones that are coming to market are being competitive. They're offering incentives. Last deals that I personally did, we have credits, we have AC in there, we have literally the cheapest dollar per square foot cost you can get in that area. And we bought units in there. A lot of our investors bought units in there because we're seeing, and the completions are mid to fall of 2027. So when you look at these completion times, we have no plans of flipping. We don't buy condos to flip. And this plan is just to close on and then let the property appreciate. And when it does appreciate, we can refinance it later to pull out equity, whatever we need to do. But the goal is to rent out, hold it for the next few years. Our kind of investment strategy is about 6 years per condo. And then we decide whether we want to refinance or sell the property. But that's about 6 years, but that's for a different video. So that's what we're seeing. There's not going to be enough inventory. Everyone that's going to be looking for a condo it's not going to be there. And that's just a fact. And you put up, even now, go look at Langley, go look at Surrey. Any condo that goes on the market, other than Surrey, like the Volley area is different. But look at majority of Surrey. You put a condo up for rent, it's gone. Willoughby Langley. We just rented out. We completed on condos, 1-bedroom condos in Willoughby just recently. We picked them up for like $59 back in 2021. It was, and completed on the units. Now they're rented out for $2,200. We had 3 condos that were around the same price point, and they're all rented out for $2,200 per month. That's basically breaking all of our investors even. They're not cash flowing, but with 20% down, $2,200, and the comparables in the market right now are almost $500,000. Go look at any good project in 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒. You will not find a 575 square foot unit anything less than $500,000. These units have still appreciated $40,000 over the last few years. Our investors' investment was what? $40,000, which was $47,000, which was 10%. So units have appreciated because we never thought about flipping it, or we never bought it to flip. We're going to close on it, hold it. And by the time these get to 2026 and 27, you're going to see these units are going to be looking at $530,000, $540,000, $550,000. And that's an appreciation over 5 years of $100,000 on a 1-bedroom condo. You buy good inventory, you buy it at a good price point, put 10% down to lock down the unit, and then you hold it during its construction phase, let it appreciate. You don't have to go on and sell the unit or flip the unit. And now you're going into 28 and 29, and that's what you're going to see. What's going to happen is when the inventory is that low, everyone's going to be looking for condos. And you know what developers are going to do? They're going to come and do exactly what they did in 2021 and 2022. Not as crazy, but I think there's still going to be a boom in condos in 28 to 29 because there is not going to be any inventory. And as the interest rates come down, that's going to be bringing more buyers into the market, and whether you like it or not, there is not enough homes for everyone to buy and be able to own. And I tell you right now, if you miss out on the opportunity that's happening right now in the market, 2024 fall, going into 2025, I think it's still going to be slow. It's going to be steady. You're going to have the opportunities, but you never know. If the market changes overnight, and in Vancouver, we have a trend of market shifting over weeks, and all of a sudden it's just now developers are all the way ahead of the curve. They're not going to slow down. If they see momentum in the market, they're going to say, oh, we're taking away this incentive. We're taking away this incentive. You want it? Take it. If not, we're going to sit on this. So I think what the mindset that we went in when we bought this unit, and maybe it's the same mindset that you can go in with, but again, at the end of the day, everyone's investment strategy is very different. We don't buy to flip. We go in there, put 10% deposit now, 5 and 6 months, and then we complete on these projects 3.5 years later. We close on these units, and the beauty is when we do go and close on these units, and the units have appreciated, like the scenario I told you before, we have mortgage brokers. When you're putting 20% down, the property appraises much higher than what you bought it for. You can get that money back into as a down payment or GST, and that's a scenario-based, situation-based scenario. So there's so many ways to make this as an investment opportunity for you to enter into the market and expand your portfolio if you do it right. But if you just do it for the sake of flipping it and you're working with somebody who doesn't have tier 1 pricing, you can't get in a good price point. Good luck to you. But at the end of the day, I think the opportunity is there. It's going to be there for a little while, but I don't think it's going to be there for a long time. And I think as soon as the momentum changes, it's just going to be back to square one, where people are paying $1,050, $1,100 a square foot. Yeah, that's it. I think if you're in the market for a presale, do your homework, talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, and I think it'll give you a better picture whether you're an investor or you're looking to move into this unit in 2 to 3 years. But I do think if you miss out as an end user on this opportunity to be able to enter into the market, you're probably not going to be able to get in later, and it's going to cost you a lot more money. And I tell you, developers will increase prices $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 overnight. I've seen it happen.